Hi everyone, welcome to our website development course, and thank you so much for signing up to be a student here at Codivate. So this will be the video for our first lesson of website development, and make sure to subscribe for more videos to come. So today we are going to talk about the course content, materials, and languages we are going to learn. Although you may start out as a new and inexperienced programmer, we will walk you through all the steps to become an advanced web developer. Let's outline what exactly is going to be covered in this course. First, we will create proper and professional HTML pages with organization and characteristics of the websites you will see on the internet. We will also learn how to add different types of media, such as images, videos, and links. Then we will use a language called CSS in order to enhance the beauty and aesthetic of our website. We can make our website sleek and professional, and even push our website out on the internet so you can share it with your family and friends. But what even is HTML and CSS? Let's find out. So during the first half of our course, we are going to learn HTML, and HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it will provide the semantic meaning to our web page. Note that HTML doesn't include any sort of styling. We will say that for CSS. HTML allows you to embed images and links, write text, etc. It is also made up of tags, and if you don't know what that means, don't worry, we're going to learn that later on. And as you can see below, the web page kind of looks really boring. There's no fun styling, doesn't look very professional, and that's because it's made of pure HTML without any styling. However, notice that you can add headings, you can make paragraphs, and even a link. CSS, on the other hand, is way more fun. We use CSS to make our webpage look nice and professional. We can use colors, fonts, and many interesting features of CSS to make it look visually pleasing. It is also made up of rules, which we'll get into during the second half of our course. And this is responsible for all the visual effects and designs. And as you can see in the website posted below, it looks like it came from the internet. But first, we have to understand the basics of HTML and get a little practice before understanding how to use CSS. So before we start coding, we have to install a text editor that allows us to edit text and write our code. So we need to download an application called Visual Studio Code, or VS Code. Luckily for us, this is the most popular text editing program, even among professionals, and it is completely free to download and use. It will allow us to create, edit, and store our HTML and CSS files. Once we've done that, we can begin coding. And the next following slides will go over the steps we can take to download VS Code. Along the way, if you're having any technical difficulties, make sure to email us or try the previous step. If all else fails and you are really unable to download VS Code, you can use the online code editor called CodePen to write your HTML and CSS. However, you may not be able to do the more complex programs using CodePen. So let's download VS Code. If you've already downloaded it, you can skip these next few slides until slide 8. So first, let's click on this link, and this link as of September 2020 is code.visualstudio.com/download. After you've opened up the website, click the download button in the middle of the screen according to what type of computer you have. So if you have a Windows, if you have a Linux, or if you have a Mac, you can click the buttons respectively. So if it's taking a little bit longer, don't worry about it, then just wait until it finishes downloading. And once it finishes downloading, you can double click on it, and if it asks, are you sure you want to download it, click yes. And if you're at a page like this, you can just press X. This is just a welcome screen. You can press X, and good job, you've officially downloaded your text editor. So now let's create a new folder called Web Development 2020. And in that folder, let's make a new file for our HTML. And after making the file, we can click Save As and then rename the file to helloworld.html. Make sure you add the file extension .html or else it won't really understand that it's HTML code. Also, another thing, you need to make your file name one word. No spaces in between. It has to always be one word, and the .html indicates that it's an HTML file, so that's very important when you're writing HTML. So let's write our first line of code in our new HTML file. As per tradition for beginner programmers, let's type this. It would be the lesson sign, h1 greater than sign, hello world with an exclamation mark, and the same thing but with a front slash in between. And let's see what it outputs. So don't really worry about what these symbols mean. We'll get to that later, and first let's see what it outputs. So to see the output, we need to first save our code. So you can go to File and then Save, or you can press Ctrl S on Windows or Command S for a Mac OS. After you save, you can go to Files or Finder, search for your workspace folder, and which is Web Development 2020, and you should see your HTML file inside. Double-click your Hello World file to open it up, and it should say something like this, which is Hello World with an exclamation point. So what do these symbols mean, and what are tags? So tags are what HTML is made up of, and they provide the basic structure to our program. So looking at the previous example, this would be considered the opening tag. So it would be the lesson sign, whatever the element's name is, and then the greater than sign. And the closing tag or the ending tag is basically identical, except it has a forward or front slash after the lesson sign. So these are basically tags, and it's what make up HTML. It also has some text sandwiched in between, and this is what HTML is made of, multiple lines of code. And for your information, H1 is a heading, and although there are some elements of HTML without a closing tag, you will usually see them with a beginning and closing tag, or opening and closing tag. So how about we make some changes to our HTML and find out how it updates. So let's add your name inside of the h1 tag we created as shown here. When we add text in our tag, it will still be sandwiched in between our beginner and closing tags. Notice how at the top of our screen, a white dot appears. Whenever that appears, it just means that our code is unsaved and we really need to save it. So we can do Control S or Command S, and to view our output, we just go to our browser and press the reload button or Control R. So we've done a lot within this lesson, from installing VS Code to creating a workspace to learning how to save and see the output of the HTML files we've made. It is very important that we get used to saving our code and being organized with our workspace, so that throughout this course we can look back at any previous code, previous HTML files, to review the syntax of or any tags that we've forgotten. So here are some practice problems. Try to practice whenever you have time, and really try to get used to using VS Code. Alright, so that's the video for our first lesson, and I'll see you in the next one.